Hello, I'm back. So what we're making now, or next, is red velvet cake. And again, it's a recipe I found, and I can show you where I found it. This is an outstanding cake. Big hit every time I make it. So it comes in two 9-inch pans. So it's grease and flour. I use this baking spray, which I love. It makes it so easy. And I really put a lot because I do not want any of this to stick. So there's one. That may be more than you need, but my nightmare is to have it stick. So I'm just spraying these pans. And I think when you're done, what you're supposed to do is just rinse this out so nothing sticks in there. So I'll come back with the next step. So the next step is to get the dry ingredients together. So it is going to be sifted into this bowl. The oven is on at 350 over here. The first step is to take, I believe it is 2 1/4 cups of flour. That's part of your sift. Oh, let's sift it off. Let's measure it off camera here. Off the bowl, let's say. There's 1, 2. Nice mess, eh? 2. The best thing to do when you're measuring is to level it out. I usually guesstimate because I've done this for a long time. And here's the 1/4. Like that. Now, I didn't need that second box. It is a pinch of salt, and I always heard that a pinch was half of a 1/4, or about an 1/8. There. And 1½ teaspoons of baking soda. And I always have to double check to make sure I don't confuse baking soda and baking powder. So the first step is really to take these dry ingredients and sift them into a bowl. Okay, we have football on. I'm not sure who's playing. The red team. Tampa Bay? Not sure. Okay, so the next step, we have this. I feel like I'm gonna have forearms like Popeye after I sift this for an hour. The next step is to mix your wet ingredients, which start with 1 cup of buttermilk, not to make a mess. 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. Eventually I'll close this. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And I have my vanilla paste, which I love. How thick that is. Oh, that is so good. And I usually add a little more vanilla than I need to because I love vanilla. And let me just get the rest of that out. Okay. 2 large eggs. Here. I would. Here's 1. There's 2. Now I will take a whisk and whisk this together, then we'll come back with the next step. Step is to make your chocolate/red component. That calls for 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Now I'm not skimping on my cocoa powder because I love chocolate. There we go, 2 good tablespoons. Now it also calls for 2 tablespoons of red food coloring, or it says 1 ounce bottle. I'm not sure that this is a 1 ounce bottle, but it said 2 tablespoons, and I want to make it red. And this little bottle is just about 1 ounce. So I have another one here, and I will add another, ooh, look at that, another tablespoon of this. Ooh, that's more gloppy. Oof, there's a little more. Oops, okay. I'm going to take a spoon and just make a paste out of this together. And then I am just about ready to finally put this together. I'll make a nice paste. We're just mixing, combining. There it goes. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. Perfect. Thomas is having fun. We're playing. Okay, I'll be back. We're back. Okay, so here I have a stick and a half of butter, which I think is 12 tablespoons, and a cup and a half of sugar. So what we're going to do, might be nice to put a little paddle on there first. Where is it? Where is it? It's coming. Come on. We're coming. There we go. Okay. Now I can lift this and get that beating. You want it nice and fluffy, which is usually a few minutes. And I have my spatula to beat down the sides and make it more of an even, fluffy mixture. So it says about 2 minutes. So instead of staring at me for 2 minutes, we'll come back. Okay, that's done. Next step is to add about 1/3 of the flour mixture. And I'm not specifically measuring, I'm guesstimating how much looks like 1/3. It's that usual alternating your flour and your liquid. So we'll just start this to get it combined. They said about 30 seconds. Let's increase that. Okay. Now we'll do about 1/2 of our liquid. And I'm just stirring to make sure that's combined evenly. So that's about 1.5 cups. So we want about 3/4 of a cup. A little more. Okay. Combine. Hi, Squirt. Lower this and just pull down what's on the side of the pan here. Use that up. About another 1/3 of this. Am I recording? I hope I'm recording. There we go. Combine. A little more. Fluff it up all over me. Good idea. Did about 30 seconds. Oh, that's looking pretty. Okay. Next step. That looks good. Turn it off. Add the rest of the liquid mixture. I don't like to waste. I'm going to scoop out. Like to use every last little morsel here. Okay. Get that going. And then we'll add the rest of this. Ovens are preheating. Pans are ready.
Yes, you have a crowd of hungry guests.
I have a crowd of hungry people waiting. Okay, let's just lower this.
Sugar deprived people.
Oh, everybody's been dying for food.
Yeah.
It's food.
Literally food.
There's nothing here. That translates to there are no snacks. Okay, so there's that. Have these ready. Let me raise this up so I minimize the powder on my clothes. And then stir that up until it's combined. pretty good. So I'll take this off. Where's my spatula? Even Tommy's sitting here staring. Tommy sits and stares every time I'm cooking.
Of course.
His other favorite person is Ashley when she's in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Or whenever I have food in general.
Or whenever anybody has food in general, yes. Now, you take your little chocolate red velvet paste and add it.
Why is it so thick? What's it made
Because
of?
it's just cocoa powder and red food coloring.
Okay.
There's something with the vinegar in there that makes it red also. The vinegar was in the liquid ingredients.
Okay. I was just curious.
You know me, I don't want to lose out on any chocolate.
Yeah.
And in this case, I don't want to lose out on any redness either, so I'm going to try to scrape down every bit. That should be pretty decent. Let's use the spatula. So, ugh, I'm going to have to mix this up here in a sec. Okay, now, 30 seconds. Look. I've got eyeballs over here on William.
Beautiful.
Show them the eyeballs. Oh, look how pretty and red
It's
that
very
is.
nice and red.
That probably has not been 30 seconds, but it looks pretty well mixed. Now once this is done, we'll put it into two 9-inch pans and cook those at 350 degrees for about 25 minutes. Okay. What I'm going to do is try to maximize
Oh
like
my
I
God.
always do. Did you taste anything?
Yes.
What did you taste?
That little bit.
Oh, okay.
It's so good.
So I think
I
we're done
couldn't
with
resist.
this. Well, you can lick the bowl when it's done. That's what I waited for. When I think I learned to cook just by watching my mom when I was a little girl. Every Thanksgiving,
Waiting for the
she'd make
bowls.
cakes and pies and everything, and I would sit there and wait for the bowl.
Yeah.
I think Renee gave up waiting for the bowl long before I did.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just gonna take a little stir to try to make this an even mixture.
It
And
literally
I
tastes
will
like the
take you
perfect
to
red
the,
velvet.
Cake pans. Tim's helping me stir. Now, even parts in both of my cake pans. Let's see. I just count like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, maybe with these globs, it's not quite the same. That's football if you hear that in the background. I don't remember, I'm not quite sure who's playing. What our Jags won today. Our favorite ex-Jag Minshew did well, but didn't win. Let's see, this one here. Our Dolphins won. Matt Jones tried. Did well, I hear. Okay, now just, what is you can just take and smooth it out.
That's how you do it.
So sweet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah. Then these go into the oven once they're nice and settled and smooth for 25 minutes. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, those are out of the oven. They spring back nicely when they're touched in the middle. 10 minutes in the pan, and then we'll flip them over, take them out of the pan, then let them cool, then frost. Now for the frosting, I have 2 sticks of butter and 4 cups of confectioner's sugar. So we're just going to start slowly mixing this up. You have to beat it on medium-high speed until fluffy. I'm starting low so the confectioner's sugar doesn't blow everywhere. So I'll give it a minute and then we'll be back. Okay, so that took a few minutes. It is light and fluffy now. So what I'm going to do, I have 2 8-ounce packs of cream cheese, and it calls for cutting those into 8 equal pieces and then adding 1 of those pieces at a time and mixing probably 30 seconds afterward. After each piece, to make it more of an even emulsion. So there's 1. These have all been thawed out to room temperature. It's probably not been 30 seconds yet. I'll throw in the next one. And we'll do this for all of our pieces. Okay, last step is to add about 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, which is about half a tablespoon. Need to just scoop that out and get all of it in there. And it's a pinch of salt again. Get a pinch of salt, yeah, which is 1/2 quarter, which is 1/8, which I have here. Okay, now we will give it one more mix and then cover it and put it in the fridge so that it is nice and cool and ready for the cake when it finishes. Okay, here we are. I think we're about ready for our final piece. So I have one piece of this cake. I am not going to trim this and make it nice and even, but you can. Get some of those crumbs off the bottom. Okay, so what the recipe calls for is to take about 2 cups of this mixture and put it on here. Put between the layers. I'm going to guesstimate. That might be 2 cups. That's actually a lot of filling in between those 2 layers. My kids don't like a lot of frosting. I do. They're like their dad. They like it sweet, but sometimes not too sweet. Me, the more chocolate and the more sugar, the better. Okay. Just try to get that spread to the edge fairly evenly. And now the second piece. Comes here. I have crumbs on the side of my pretty little plate. I know there's a way to do this nicely. I don't have the patience. This is a family cake. They don't care if there are crumbs. So then you just use the rest to frost. What I might do is spread this on gently, spread around. If you want to be really fancy, you can take a little bit and create what they call the crumb coat around the edges of the cake. Then refrigerate it. See, that would be your crumb coat with crumbs. Then refrigerate it until the crumb coat is nice and firm. Then what you do is you bring it back and you finish frosting. Once the crumbs are all sealed. I'm not really doing that. But you can. So basically just going around the side, going around the top with leftover frosting that I have. And I'll show you the finished product in a minute. Suppose if you wanted to do something to cover up those crumbs, you could put little flakes of chocolate or white chocolate on the sides. That would probably go with the red velvet. At least white chocolate might look cute.
Smells good over here. Are you still cooking?
Yeah, we're finishing. Look, there's the lasagna.
Oh, what is that?
Red velvet cake. I've been meaning to make this for the kids. But I had to find my recipe first, which was hidden away in some little cupboards. And it's very homemade looking.
Oh, it's homemade.
Exactly. I didn't think anybody was gonna care if it looks professional or not, except me. Okay, I think we are ready for people to dive in. So there it is. Homemade red velvet cake. Okay, I don't want it to be the first one in here, but I want to try it. And I don't want a big piece, just a bite. So we'll just cut it and see. My little cake pie cutter. Sliver. Steve's here, maybe he'll share a little teeny piece with me. Here we go. Isn't that cute? Let me show you here. Ready? Where is it? There we go. Nice. You know, my video skills. Okay. Okay.
Really good.
Feedback. Let me see
Real-
the side of it.
Really good flavor. The icing is really nice and moist, creamy.
I
The
love
cake
cream cheese
itself is
frosting.
nice and fluffy, moist. It's 10 out of 10.
And by the way, I'm wearing shoes and he's not. And he's still, I'm looking up. Yeah, he's happy about that. Okay. Bye. Okay, here we go. Homemade red velvet cake with cream cheese frosting. Soft. Delicious. Hope you try it.